Melanie is hard at work in her studio. She's studying to become a fiction illustrator. Actually, she already published a storybook before she had any formal training. It was a few years ago when she was anorexic. The book was just a form of therapy for her. She chose a fox to represent anorexia because foxes are sly animals often associated with deception. And deception was something Melanie used a lot, to fool everyone about how much she was actually eating. She pretended she was cooking. She crumbled bread on her plate for show and hid her skinny body inside baggy clothes. Throughout this period, she worked out excessively. She agreed to tell her story, but didn't want to show her face. It all started in elementary school.
I always felt like I do not belong to those other kids. I do not fit in the groups, and that's why I developed such a feeling of not being good enough and why I started not to eat enough. It was really hard to just take a shower. It was all disgusting to me. I hated just seeing me, feeling me. It was really, really hard.
This wasn't just a teenager going through a phase of self-loathing. She wasn't heavy at all, but becoming thinner seemed like a good way to change herself.
I did always think about eating or about how much I did not eat today and that I can be proud of myself not to have eaten. After a while, when I lost much of weight, there were really bad days when I fainted or when I lost very much of my hair.
At that point, she realized she wanted to stop and recover, but the problem was she couldn't. By this stage, she had to force herself to eat. Fortunately, Melanie's mother found a way to help.
She had a very good idea and began to read on the table while I was eating. And that was wonderful to me. Without reading, I couldn't do that because I was always thinking of food and how disgusting it is.
Psychotherapy, family and group therapy slowly brought her back to life. It was a long and painful process because her illness wasn't so much about eating, but about being self-confident, trusting people, and learning how to cope with stress.
Now, a year ago, when I re-socialized really good and came to new people, gave me a lot. I did never dream of something like this I have now. It's very wonderful.